I want to start off on a positive note and explain why I want to make this video. The reason is I know we all have a problem. We all have different problems in our life. But really they're all the same problem, just in different manifestations. What is a problem, really? A problem is there's something that you have to do, but you don't want to do it. That is a problem. Otherwise, whatever you're dealing with, if you wanted to do it, it wouldn't be a problem, right? It's only a problem because you don't want to do it, or you don't feel like do it, or you don't feel like doing it, whatever. And this what do you want is like a whole another topic. I don't think I'm gonna get into that now. But basically that's the issue that we're all facing. Because if you think about it, we all want the same things. Everybody wants the same things, but they just it's just expressed in like a different way. We all just want freedom and happiness, right? If you could make your ideal reality, you wouldn't really say anything specific. You would just make it so that you could do whatever you want, whenever you want. For however long you want to do one thing, you get to do it for that long. And as soon as you say, okay, now I want to do something else, you get to do that thing. That's perfect, right? That's ideal. But even when, so people say don't think limited, think big, dream big, go after what you really want. And then they're like, okay, yes, I want a Lambo, I want a mansion. You don't really want that. It's just that you think, okay, when I have that, that means I'm rich, and that means I have time and money and I can do anything. I think that's really why you think you want those things. But anyway, even wanting those things, right, it's not a problem. You just go after it. What's the deal, right? But no, you actually don't feel like it. You actually don't feel like you want it. So there's your problem. Or you don't want much, but you just want to be free, but then you have some responsibility. Like maybe you have to take care of a kid or some relative or whatever. And so you say, I wish I didn't have to do this. Then I would be happy. What if that's just a lie to yourself? And here comes like the very controversial part. So it's like, I don't know, I feel like I should say don't shoot the messenger, because I'm really just saying what is there for everybody to see. If you look at nature, nature doesn't give a fuck. Like really. You have the other day I read this thing about birds where, you know, the bird comes back to its nest with its little babies, and then it has to feed all of them, kind of, right? But then I heard that this one bird, it just doesn't really care which one it feeds. It just feeds according to which baby will take the food. And the weakest one, the one which is like most hesitant, it will just, like, you know, it will just die because it will just be too hungry and too weak. Or the bird even realizes that, okay, I have too many babies, I have to kill one of them, and then it just takes the baby and throws it out, just drops it off the tree. And it just dies or whatever. So think about that. Do you think the bird is unhappy? Do you think it's depressed? Do you think the bird takes care of its kids, takes care of its responsibilities because it thinks that it should, like, despite not wanting to? Isn't that funny? Like, the bird, like just think about it. The complete lack of this morality, and despite of that, it still takes care of its offspring. Like, nature is thriving, same as ever. And in general, nature, every creature in nature is like, unless some unfortunate sickness befalls it, it will have like perfect fitness level. It will have no addictions. It will be perfectly responsible for itself and whatever its responsibilities are, or not. But there's never a problem in nature. They just do whatever they're gonna do. So this makes me think, like, if the ideal reality would be to just get to do whatever you want in any moment, then what is the real problem? The real problem is we think that reality is different from that we cannot just do whatever we want, that we're not free because XYZ. So I think by now you can tell that the whole premise of this video is to challenge this assumption that we all carry, that we have to think about things that we have to do, that it's necessary to should ourselves into doing certain things, and that otherwise things will not be okay. Because that's the basic assumption, and that's the thought that keeps us like in this gives us this trapped feeling and this feeling of not being happy, isn't it? And yeah, it's true that we are in some situation which is like we have like limited capabilities, whatever, there's some challenging situations, right? So the challenges of life, they are real, but only the problems, they are not real. You may have a child, but actually taking care of the child is your decision. You actually could just abandon it. And I'm not saying that you should. I'm not saying that you should. I'm not saying that you shouldn't take responsibility. But the reason I'm saying these things, the reason I'm making this video, is just because I think we suffer so much because we think that it's all not our choice, that we have no choice and we are just condemned to live this life the way that it is. But we're really not. One way or another, it's your choice what to do. That's the truth. And I'm not saying that one thing is better than the other or anything. I'm not here to say, like, I'm not here to tell you what to do. Not at all. It's of course great if people are responsible, or if people do something for the greater good. But the thing here is that we get caught up on like some moral obligation that doesn't really exist. And I think everybody could be happier if we realized that this whole stuff doesn't exist actually. Like it's not accurate to the truth of life. It's all just a construct. And of course there's consequences to your actions. I'm not saying that there isn't. But we just feel so trapped by them. Maybe that's not necessary. Like, what feels better to you? Imagine you have, I'm just going to go with the example of a child, right? Imagine you accidentally have a pregnancy, and then now you have the decision between taking care of the child or abandoning it, right? Now, what feels better? Taking care of the child because you think you have to, or taking care of the child because you want to, because it's your decision, and you say, okay, I will do this. It's my decision, I will do it. Between those two, between having to do it because you think it's the right thing to do, even though you don't want to do it, but just doing it because you think you have to, or doing it because you want to, because you say, okay, it's my decision, I will take responsibility, I will take care of it. Which one of those feels better to you? I think everybody would go with the latter, right? And this is what we really all want. We want a life of being self-directed, making our own decisions, being free in that way, and doing the things that are really meaningful to us. And so I think what the real problem is in the world is being disconnected from the truth, that there really is no like right or wrong. It just is what it is. And you're free to do what you want. And you should think this way, because otherwise you will just be miserable and you will make everybody around you miserable. If we all just think more from a perspective of, well, what do we actually want to do? Then I think you will just all, like everybody will just feel better automatically just from that, no? At least I feel better from that perspective. So yeah, the whole like reality doesn't change, right? But just the approach, like the mindset about it, it changes when you think about it like this. And personally, it makes me feel better about everything. Strangely. Just seeing that, okay, it's all up to me what I do. Now, if you really grasped what I said here, then you will realize that the truth is harsh and fucking ugly, but also freeing. It doesn't subtract from the challenges of life, really, but it just frees you a little bit, because you realize that, okay, it's up to me what I do. Like it's kind of painful to say it, but you have to admit, right? When something in nature doesn't want to, then it just dies. That is the truth. And where is the problem in nature? Nature shows us the truth, really. Everything is happy in nature. Some people think that in nature it's a constant struggle for survival, but no. If you look at any creature, they're basically chilling most of the day. They're just living, they're just doing whatever they want, and they play, they do whatever, and when there's danger, then they run away or they fight or whatever. And then, then they just continue just playing or doing whatever. And then they just kind of want to have an offspring. They want to take care of it. It's not that they have to. Nobody tells them that they should, and if they don't want to, then they don't. And where's the problem? Very ugly, right? Very ugly truth. But it's better than this made up morality, in my opinion, to be honest. This constant feeling of I should, I have to. I hate that. We all want to know that it's our own choice what we do. And it is, really. It is. That's basically it. If it helped you somehow, this video, then leave a like. I want to know if it's actually helping. And let me know what you think in the comments. Feel free to challenge this viewpoint. And I mean, it's not like I'm not trying to be fixed in how I view things. I want to learn, always. So do let me know what you think. And yeah, that's it. I wish you all the best and take care.